What's good, everyone? Jets Takeoff. Week 1 is in the books. The Jets fall short, 14-19. There's a lot to talk about this game. A lot of bad, but there's also some good takeaways, especially from the second half. So I'm just going to start with the negatives, though. The offensive line. That is what stood out the most to me in this game. It was horrible. Almost every player was really bad. In my eyes, at least, the one player that held their own was Elijah Vera Tucker. And he hasn't even practiced that much, but everyone else, they looked horrible. We all know the interior. McGovern was getting pushed around. Van Roten. Mekhi Becton, he wasn't even playing that well either. It was a complete disgrace, and while we're talking about the offensive line, Mekhi Becton's hurt. Hopefully it's not season-ending. He was crying on the sideline. That's never a good thing. So hopefully the test comes back positive, because even though he did not play a good game, he is still one of our keystone pieces for the future, man. We need our franchise left tackle. George Fant is not going to be the franchise guy. Mekhi Becton very well could be, so prayers to him. Hopefully he gets a lot better. But, man, next week, a huge coaching point. Got to improve the pass blocking, pass protection, and even in the running game. There were, no holes for our running backs. I think our longest rush was maybe, the 12 yards, but, that's not going to cut it. And we should, on paper, have been good at doing outside runs on the outside, because obviously on the inside they got Derek Brown, but we didn't get that done. Some other negatives. Braden Mann, he's hurt. Our punter, he was our 6th-round draft pick last year. He didn't do that well. When talking about other negatives, we had 4 or 5 drops. This cannot happen. Our receiving core, we got to help Zach Wilson. No one is really helping him that much besides Corey Davis. But even then, Corey Davis had a drop or two this game too. So we have to work on that, especially on crucial situations too. There were second down, third down drops. Simply can't happen. And Zach Wilson in the first half, he frankly did not look good at all. Can you really blame him? Yes, but it's his first NFL start. The Panthers they switched their linebackers' numbers before the game, so maybe that threw him off. But anyways, there was a lot of pressure in his face, but he did not really handle it well. But how are you supposed to when your receivers are dropping passes and you got hands in your face all the damn time? So those are some really bad negatives from this game. But some positives. Let's flip it around. Player of the game might be Matt Amendola, man. Braden Mann goes down. We throw our kicker in there, who hasn't even kicked an NFL field goal yet. He drops 3 bombs. 60-yard punts for a kicker who's never been a punter before. Tip of the cap. I don't have a hat on, but tip of the cap to him. What a performance, too. He got all of his extra points. Some other positives. Corey Davis, man. We saw the connection between him and Zach Wilson. That's something that hopefully can be built upon later. And the defense. I thought the defense actually held its own very well. The only thing we couldn't really do is stop Christian McCaffrey. And then again, he's a top back in the league. He's so hard to defend. But anyways, other than that, DJ Moore is a bit of a problem. We did give up that touchdown to Robbie Anderson. So, but after that, though, our defense did a pretty good job. We didn't let the Panthers completely run by us for big plays besides that one to Robbie. We did a good job in the run defense. I think we definitely stepped up in the second half. In the first half, it was very shaky. It looked like we just had butterflies. We weren't physically ready. We weren't matching the Panthers' intensity. Their O-line, on paper, our D-line should have demolished them, and Sam Darnold should have been on the floor more than 3 times. But in the second half, we did step it up. We did get a sack. We got some more pressures. The interior especially stepped it up. So that's always something good to see. John Franklin Myers had a great game, man. A sack. He had multiple pressures. Wrapping up, making big tackles. He made a big play behind the line of scrimmage against, I think it was DJ Moore, on a little sweep play, so that was nice. And our quarterbacks, man. I thought we were going to get torched. I was expecting us to give up 30-plus points. 19 is very good considering that the Panthers have weapons galore. Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Tommy Tremble, Terrence Marshall, Shi Smith. So you know what? I am pleasantly surprised in our very young cornerback room. And this is this was a huge test for them. These Panthers receivers are no slouch, so what a great job by all of them. Brandon Echols, he stepped in very nicely as the second cornerback. I think he did a pretty good job. And Bryce Hall, he did another great job too, man. CJ Mosley, he looked good too, even though he didn't have that week 1 in 2019 versus the Buffalo Bills with an interception, a pass deflection, and a forced fumble. He still had a very good game. He made a few nice plays. It's good to see him back on the field. Hopefully he stays that way. And overall, I mean, Jeff Ulbrich and Robert Saleh, they did a great job. A lovely job at game planning this defense because on paper, our personnel is there's simply we don't match up well against the Carolina Panthers. We don't at all, and we only gave up 19 points. Guys played hard. Guys wrapped up their tackles. There were like maybe 2 missed tackles from our defenders, and that's it. So great job. I love the intensity that picked up in the second half. I bet Robert Saleh got the juice into them in the second half. That's why we brought him in there to energize our group and players, something that you know who could not do. But that's really all there is overall. Elijah Moore was super quiet. I don't know about that. Denzel Mims, he came in on a nice play, man. We got to get him in there more. When we're struggling, we have to throw him in there. And the thing is, he's our best contested catcher. I mean, I don't know why he's not on the field more. Yes, he's not as good after the catch as some of the other guys that are more fast, like an Elijah Moore, like a Corey Davis, but still. I mean, this is a guy who we could count on in crucial situations. Can he hold on to the football when the game really matters? If the ball is dropped, we're going to lose the game. I feel like Denzel Mims can come up with those big catches, so I'm glad that he did make a few plays on the 2 he was in there. Hopefully the coaching staff gets him more involved next time. Last thing I want to talk about is Matt Lefleur. I was not a huge fan of his game plan or his play calls at all. I think he did not help Zach Wilson really at all. Even in the second half, even though we stepped it up, I think it was more just the Panthers kind of taking their foot off the gas pedal. I would have liked to see more kind of mesh concepts. Just get the ball out quickly. Zach was holding onto the ball. It wasn't even that long, but against the Panthers pass rush, it was clearly too long. He had to get the ball out. We could have seen a few more screens maybe, but I would have loved to see more hitches, maybe curls, even just hitting the check down, man. I don't know. But I don't know. He kept on trying to do the same thing that wasn't working, the outside zone runs. It wasn't working. Running inside the gut with Tevin Coleman, no. Put in a power back. Put in a guy like Josh Adams. If you're going to do those types of plays, not Tevin Coleman. I'm sorry, but he's just not that guy. I even put Michael Carter over him. And also, Michael Carter II, he had a very good game. I thought he had a wonderful performance. He was a huge reason why. We only gave up 19 points. He had great coverage. He made some great plays, especially one that comes to mind is the one with Terrence Marshall. He's got his hand in there, got the ball out. That was a crucial 3rd down play. I remember at Robert Saleh's press conference, he was talking about, can these corners come up on 3rd downs? Michael Carter did that. So I am pleased with his progress as our slot cornerback. And that's about it. Next week against the Patriots, it's a huge test. I'll make a preview video on that and what I think we should do, what will happen, what we want to see. But Matt Lefleur, step it up next week. And Zach Wilson, hopefully you can get some more progress. Hopefully the defense stays on track. Overall, this game, it was very frustrating to watch in the first half, minus our defense. Offense was very hard to watch. But our defense, it was fun to watch, even though we did let Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson have a touchdown. That brought a tear to my eye. I mean, but that's for another time. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Jets fans or Panthers fans, let me know what you guys have to say. Any insight, any MVPs, anything you noticed that maybe I didn't talk about, let me know. I appreciate it all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.